Hello, family. Welcome back to the African Diaspora News channel. I am Wongel Zelalem. Today, we're talking about the African Cup 2026, January 18. Senegal won the African Cup 2 months ago, not that long ago. We celebrated. It was not just Senegal, but it felt like the whole Africa celebrated. And there was a reason behind it why people were celebrating Senegal as opposed to Morocco, because the final game was between Morocco and Senegal. Senegal won. The trophy went home. Here is the president of Senegal with the trophy and his two wives. He's uh, in a polygamy relationship. So that's the president, President Faye, with his two wives, with the trophy. As we speak, the trophy resides in Senegal. 2 months later, in March, just recently, CAF, the Confederation of African Football, overturned that win and said Morocco won, actually, not Senegal. There has been so many reactions, most of whom people are angry at CAF. They are angry and they don't understand. For the most part, a lot of fans, from what I've gathered, feel like this is unjust. If there was any overturning that should have happened, it should have happened on the ground on the same date, January 18, when the Senegalese team walked out, because that's why they're overturning. That's when they should have said, no, then you can't come back. But they allowed them to come back. They played, they won fair and square, and now they are getting punished. In the midst of this conversation, and we talked about it when they won, if you remember, because there was so much controversy behind it. The game was held in Morocco, and the final game was between between Senegal and Morocco, and there was a lot of racism, anti-black discrimination. The Senegalese team, along with other black Africans that played in Morocco, there were so many stories that we've covered here, and it was very, very, very sad. And if you remember, we felt gaslit when some Moroccans, not all, some Moroccans came online and pretended like they don't understand why people were celebrating Senegal's win. And they were like, why are you so, like, they acted like people are hating for no reason. People are just making stuff up, which was not true. Like, let's be honest. The treatment the Senegalese team faced from it started when they arrived at the airport, the treatment, the way they didn't have security, the way they didn't, nothing was facilitated for them. We talked about it. If you were here, you know. We've covered it, I believe, at least two videos. We covered that topic. And, not to mention the towel gate. Remember when they were hiding the towel from the goalkeeper? They were unprofessional. So much happened. So much happened. And for many reasons, people wanted to see Senegal win. That was just that was the case, right? Whether they liked it or not. But now, after 2 months, CAF is telling us Morocco is actually the winner. And yeah, no one is buying it, no one is accepting it. But the surprise, including the president, let me show you. He just updated his profile picture. I love it. This kind of petty. I love. This is the president of Senegal. You see right behind him, that is the trophy that they won on January 18, 2026. He put it up there just to make a statement like, this is not happening. We're not giving back this trophy. And a lot of conversation have come up. Some are claiming racism. Some are claiming corruption, and this is allegedly according to people, because even like football lovers, they can't understand how this could happen. Like if you walk out and it's against the rule, the laws, whatever, then your penalty should be right there and then, or the same day, right? Or the trophy is yours, but there's a penalty that comes after that, which CAF already has made. If I don't know if we talked about it, but um it has I think it was the coach. He's supposed to pay $1 million for walking out. So in case you haven't, followed up with the story, the Senegalese and Morocco team were playing, and then the Senegalese team felt like they're not being listened to, they're not being heard. There's what do you call it? Like a bias. So that's why they walked out. But then after 15 minutes, they came back and they said, okay, we can play. And they played and they won. They scored, they won, they took the trophy home. And this is in January, fam. We're talking about it in March because now CAF decided to overturn it. And Moroccans are celebrating, and even they were creating AI generated images showing their captain. This is their captain, Hakimi, holding the trophy, celebrating, being happy, like we won, which really, did you like, is it even, anyways? But that's not the surprising thing. Hakimi, this guy that you're looking at, the Moroccan uh, captain, reportedly um, doesn't want to accept this trophy. In fact, it's reported that he is refusing to accept the AFCON trophy, which, and he wrote something cryptic. I think people are just putting things together after the win was announced that Morocco has won after 2 months. Ridiculous, I know. He wrote something like, yeah, no, like I forgot it's translated. So he was saying basically, nah, I'm not gonna take that. And honestly, like I have to say this, respect, it shows his character, and it speaks to how he is as a person. Like if we didn't win it properly on the pitch, why would I accept it now in the office? Because that's exactly what happened on the field. Senegalese football players won, but 2 months later, in an office somewhere, some people said, nah, we're gonna take that and give it to the Moroccans. It's just so ridiculous. But it gets better, fam. It gets better. um there was a report circulating around that Guinea, this is another African country, is asking CAF to also look into their case, because in 1976, when Guinea and Morocco played the finals, Moroccans walked out and came back in, but still won and got to keep the trophy. So the reports were saying Guinea asked, but Guinea denied it. At least from the from what I gathered from all the information I have, Guinea never asked that, but it did happen. So in 1976, a game between Guinea and Morocco was had. Moroccan football teams walked away apparently, and they came back in, played the game, won, took the trophy. CAF never did anything about it, apparently. But now, all of a sudden, the same Morocco loses, but it's being overturned. And the thing is, that the time has already passed, right? The trophy has been taken home. People have already celebrated, forgot about it, and countries are already bidding to host the 2027. So it's like it's in the past. But the reason why they want to have it on paper is so that now in the future, when someone tries to reference or look back or look in the books, it's going to say Morocco won the game, right? It's like changing history, rewriting history, right? So people are not really pleased and happy about this move, as well as you can see, the president, he's staying diplomatic by just putting up the the trophy. But the Senegalese football team, most of them have said something, like posted about it saying no, it's not gonna happen. Someone else wrote, this taints the image of Africa. Like they all had something to say about it, and rightfully so. I mean, they won. Leave them alone. Leave their trophy alone. But they were saying they're not giving it back. Also, Senegal said that they're going to appeal this decision, which we support. Yes, appeal it. It does not make sense. Why in the world are you supposed to give back, especially when you look at the hypocrisy? If I was not around in 1976, but from I googled it and it said that yes, it's reportedly Morocco, between Morocco and Guinea, when the final game was played. Morocco walked away, came back, won, and took the trophy. So if that was the case, and CAF didn't do anything about it, then CAF, meaning the Confederation of what is it, the football, African football, if they didn't do anything about it, then why would they do something about it now? It just shows you hypocrisy, double standards, what went on behind the scenes, what was promised. And I wish I had that clip to show you, but you can go and Google it, you'll find it. If you remember when the final game was being played between Senegal and Morocco, the FIFA boss, write his name for me, please. I forgot his name. The FIFA boss and CAF boss were sitting watching in their, glass place, like that VIP area that only a few select will sit and watch, like presidents, leaders, or family members of the team. When they were visibly, when Senegal was winning, they were visibly, you can see them visibly being angry or pissed and having a physical reaction towards it. And these are the leaders like of FIFA and CAF. So people were even speculating, if you remember, the reason why Senegalese team walked out is because they faced a lot of discrimination, bias, and they thought it was unfair, like how they were being treated on the field. It was not a fair game. So even with that in mind, they still won. So well done to them, honestly. So it's, people are speculating. I'm not saying that. People are speculating that this was like rigged. Morocco was supposed to win. Morocco was supposed to be the one. So it's like, since they couldn't do it on the, on the field, now they can rewrite history and get away with it behind the scenes. So there's a lot of corruption conversation, a lot of there was already rigged. And clearly, at the very least, even if we don't buy the idea of corruption or um, this was rigged or any of that, we can 100% say, after watching the clip of the leaders, this federation leaders that were supposed to be biased, or not biased, neutral, just to go there. They're there to watch. They're there to give the trophy, right? They were not happy when Senegal won. So what does that say? What, right? So at the very least, we can argue that they were not happy that Senegal won for whatever reason. And also, I remember during that time, there was lots of clips surfacing, like going around, when the trophy usually, the leader, the FIFA leader, CAF, are the ones that are supposed to give, and the guy didn't want to give it. Like, it was an awkward, I wish I had those clips, but you can go look it up. He didn't want to do that. So there's so many layers to this conversation. And let's just say Africans are saying Senegal is the winner, whatever CAF says. In their minds, in their hearts, it's Senegal, not Morocco. But if this guy is genuinely, saying that he's not going to accept the trophy, even though he was the captain of the Morocco team, he's a big deal, even in, I believe, in European football. He's big. So if this captain says, I'm not gonna accept it because it didn't come fairly, we didn't win it properly, honestly, respect. I'll give him the respect that he deserves, because I don't think many people are doing this as we speak. They are taking the win, celebrating, saying haha, when in fact it just shows the ridiculousness. As the Senegal, one person in the Senegal team said, this taints, African image. Like, what do you mean? Like, how do you just after 2 months decide, no, you're not the winner. So yeah, CAF should think twice, especially now that Senegal is appealing it. I hope they think about this decision twice, because it is going to set the precedent, like in the future, how AFCON is going to be viewed. And as you know, AFCON, or the African Cup, is already looked down upon. Like, they disrespect it, even when African players, the ones that play for the European leagues and are getting millions of dollars and euros, and they are filthy rich and they're good at what they're doing, when they want to come and play for an African team while still being in the European league, they are told you can't go play. Why would you want to go play? It's such a, minuscule cup. They look down on us. And for us to have such great players, good players, professionals, like, go and look at the European League. There's so many African players that are excelling. So clearly they're good at what they're doing and they're loved. Unfortunately, they also face a lot of discrimination. We've covered this a lot on this channel. So yeah, it's not a good look, I think. Let me get into the chats. Stiff said hi. Hello to you too. Ali said, thank you for supporting my country, Senegal. I am Senegalese, born and raised. Oh, thank you for watching. And honestly, keep that trophy. Appeal it, of course, do it the right way, even if they're trying to be nasty, shady, in my opinion. They're trying to be shady. They are being shady, in my opinion. I'll say that. But yeah, appeal it, do what you need to do, because you won. It shouldn't be taken away just because someone has an agenda or something behind the scenes happened, allegedly. So yeah, thank you for watching, Ali. Hi, Susan. Good evening. Wilson said, it smells like corruption. Let 1976 be reviewed. Exactly what people are saying. A, they believe it's corruption. B, they believe that if in 1976 CAF had nothing to say about Morocco leaving the game, coming back and winning and giving them the trophy, they should keep the same energy now. And that's what people are calling out. Love to hear it. Renz, greetings to you too. Brian said, I have the lowest opinion of Morocco of any nation on earth, truly based on AFCON 2026. Yeah, AFCON 2026 revealed a lot, although I would not say, Brian, just to, be fair to those that are not like the others, I would say some Moroccans showed that they really don't respect sub-Saharan Africans. They were showing that they don't have great sportsmanship. If you remember, the reporters themselves, they wouldn't even interview or give the winners press conference because didn't win and they walked out. It was just ridiculous. And I agree with you. A lot of them showed us that there's something wrong there. Yeah, but yeah, I'm trying not to generalize. Brian said every level of hierarchy, from governmental officials to the players to the fans, everyone showed the worst sportsmanship I've seen anywhere this year. Yes, they've definitely showed us that. And we talked about it. And I remember you were here when we talked about it. Zenzile said Morocco. Brian. Bunch of crybabies. Zanzile said it's just some sheep football. Who cares? We might not care. Me and you might not. Like, I'm also not a football fan, if I'm being honest. We might not care, or might not watch it, but right is right, wrong is wrong. If something wrong is happening, because it's a reflection of our society, it's a reflection of our governance, it's a reflection of our people. This is a game, the AFCON, it's an African Cup, right? The same energy people are putting in the World Cup, we should also respect and, want fairness and proper dealings when it comes to our cup as well. And we should not let disrespect, discrimination, hatred, corruption, lies to thrive. And if wrong is wrong and right is right, we should call out if something wrong happens, even if we're not fans of football. There are millions of people that are fans, and that's their way of entertainment. You might argue, I mean, what's the point? Like, there's so many serious things in life that we need to focus on. That's true, but two things can be done at the same time. You can allow them to be like those that love it, entertain themselves as we're moving forward, but also it's a reflection of our society and community. So we need to be serious on how it's being run. If there's corruption, needs to be called out, it needs to be fixed, because it's just wrong is wrong, in my opinion. Brian said Senegal was chill. Americans would have been on your behinds for that trust. Millicent said, "We are fearfully and wonderfully made by our divine creator. Let us hold our heads up and let the haters hate." Well said, Millicent. Ali, thanks. Brian said there had been a fight on the field starting over those people continually trying to snatch the towel. I promise you. Yeah, I remember it was unbelievable almost. To the point, as you mentioned, they were dragging a player, dragging him just to take a towel. They just it was the weirdest thing ever. And instead of them getting, I don't know, penalized for that, we're talking about Senegal being penalized and losing their trophy. There's something fishy about this, you gotta admit. Brian, then the officials did not want to hand the trophy. Yes. Yes. I just wish I brought the clip. If you see it, it was so awkward. Brian said it was everyone. The people who were not sharing those sentiments were outliers. It was a significant percentage, most people. African Native said CAF Football Committee is composed of 24 members. 19 are Black Africans, 20% non Black Africans. Cannot make 80% of votes. Wait, let me read that again. CAF Football Committee is composed of 24 members, okay? 19 are Black Africans. Okay. 20% are the non Black Africans, cannot make 80% of the votes. Yes, but you see, money talks. That's why we're saying, I'm not saying it happened, but what people are insinuating is that there was something that was exchanged. You know what I mean? Like behind the scenes. And it's, it happened not because they're Black or not Black. The allegation is that something fishy happened, right? So, yeah. Ali said, "We appeal CAF decision to Court of Arbitration for Sports." Good. Great. That's the right move. Um, Brian is responding to African Native. Something wasn't right for them to retroactively be awarded the trophy after that performance and all of the foul play. Yeah, that's what I mean. When you put everything together, the accusation, as you said, the foul play, the even when Senegal walked off, there was a reason behind their walking off, right? Not to mention the things that we didn't even watch online, but the things we watched, we saw how they were treating the players. We saw how they were, the footballers were received. We even, do you remember Senegal accused Morocco of they didn't facilitate for them hotels, good hotels. They said they wouldn't even give them the stadium to practice, because before football, any game you practice, and the game, the area that they gave them is not suitable, because now, since they're going against Morocco, the Moroccans can see their play, and then um, it makes it easier for them to win. So there's so many things compound. Like when you think about the compound of everything coming together, that's what we're talking about. So, hi, Teresa. Oh, thank you. African Native sent a super sticker. We appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. And fam, before I leave, just wanted to let you know, I'm sure you heard already, but we have something coming up in Canada in July. If you're around, we would love to see you there. Tomorrow I'll come with more what's it called, like flyers, so I can show you what's gonna happen a bit more with visual image. But yeah, just wanted to mention that, as well as download the African Diaspora News Channel app. Let's not forget that. Ving said, wait, I thought Moroccans consider themselves Europeans. Why then fight over an African cup? Yeah, I guess it's like an ego thing. I don't know, because I know for a fact they wanted to be part of the European people, but then they were denied, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Anyways, fam, thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay blessed. Bye.